The first movie that we're showing tonight, just to let you guys know, is Troll 2.
Yeah!
Hey! George, you want to tell a little bit about the film, about your involvement in the film?
I was living in Salt Lake. I live in LA City now, but I was living in Salt Lake City at the time. And wildly enough, about my 7th year there, some people enticed me to try out for a part in the movie. Well, I ended up having the lead in this film that has now become on IMDb as the #1 worst film made in the history of all cinema. 2006, I'm watching HBO or Showtime or something, and there I am on TV about 5 a.m. in the morning, and I thought, oh shit. So I just kind of blew it in the wind, but then I started noticing it more and more and more, so like 8 or 10 times a day, Troll 2 would come on, and I kept thinking, well, so I had this premonition that someone out of the blue would call me that's not a friend or a patient. And sure enough, that afternoon I get a phone call from a guy from Clemson or Furman, and he's doing a radio documentary on Troll 2. And he goes, is this Dr. Hardy? I go, yeah. He said, well, do you mind if I interview you about Troll 2? And I go, well, why? Would you even do that? And he goes, well, do you know about the world cult phenomenon around Troll 2? And I go, what are you talking about? And now we're in the middle of a documentary which Sundance is looking at, and MGM is looking at.
My whole life I've been looking for the holy grail of bad movies, and this is like the top notch. Like, you couldn't get any better than this.
Troll 2 has got the worst direction, the acting.
What are you doing to my son?
You could tell George was an amateur.
The special effects.
Midgets in potato sacks.
It looks like something little second graders could make those masks.
The most ridiculous plot of any movie I've ever seen.
We would take the script and we would open it and we would try to decipher what it meant.
You can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it. I won't allow it.
He's so sincere. He's so genuine. He's exactly why we love Troll 2.
I would think it'd be a blast to have another shot at acting.
Would I ever like to see George act in another movie?
Well, I must be off now.
I'm sure George is a great dentist, but I respect him as an actor.
I'm looking at, and we've been all over the world. We've been from all the way to Budapest, Hungary. We've been to 17 sellout cities in the United States. Every place we've been has been a sellout. It's just become the MySpace generation's Rocky Horror, which I had no idea. So I've just become this cult luminary. Which, by the way, the name of our documentary is called Best Worst Movie. And you can go to our website now called bestworstmovie.com, which Michael and I developed.
I'm going to throw a warning in about Troll 2.
By the way, listen to this, Daniel Emery Taylor.
Omegaon boy right here.
The star of Return to Swamp Thing, which we'll be showing after Troll 2.
And there'll be plenty of time to talk about Swamp Thing. I want to talk about Troll 2.
Yeah.
A warning. This movie is not to be watched if you're under any sort of physical duress. First time I saw Troll 2, I have like a Troll 2 battle story here. I mean, it's hideous. First time I saw it, I was sick with like bronchitis, something. I was in the bed, had like 104 fever, watching the HBO. In and out of consciousness, you know, my parents are like trying to decide if they want to take me to the doctor or not. Troll 2 comes on. I was absolutely terrified. I had nightmares about goblins for a week. And I don't even want to get to my baloney phobia. It's just, it's ugly. I'm not going to talk about it.
Why don't you want to watch Troll 2?
Because I would have to be a masochist.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm more of a sadist.
Why don't you want to watch Troll 2? Oh, okay.
This is George Hardy from the movie Troll 2, and you are watching Nightmare Theater.